Greetings and welcome to this installment of Red Watch TV. In today's episode, we're delving into the rise of new local brands in Russia following the exit of Western multinationals. Triggered by Russia's invasion of Ukraine and subsequent Western societal and governmental backlash, many globally recognized Western businesses have exited the country. This departure has opened up a significant market gap, one which numerous Russian entrepreneurs are eager to occupy. In the globalized world of the 21st century, major Western brands such as McDonald's, Ikea, Starbucks, and Instagram have long since expanded their reach beyond their countries of origin to far-flung markets, including Russia. These multinational companies have deeply ingrained themselves in the cultural and economic fabric of the Russian society, carving a niche in the hearts and lives of millions of Russians. However, a radical shift in the geopolitical landscape has forced many of these Western powerhouses to retreat from the Russian market. The recent invasion of Ukraine by Russia instigated a domino effect of Western sanctions and corporate withdrawal, which has significantly transformed the business landscape in Russia. While the substitution of Western brands with domestic ones may initially appear to be just another instance of trademark squatting, a deeper look reveals layers of economic resilience, geopolitical maneuvering, and national identity building at play. It poses an intriguing question: are these Russian counterparts merely imitators, or could they be the harbingers of a new era of Russian enterprise, distinct yet globally competitive? When it comes to the quintessential American fast food experience, no brand has made quite the global impact as McDonald's. With its iconic golden arches, the multinational chain has long served as the standard bearer of Western consumer culture, even in the far reaches of Russia. Since the opening of its first Russian location on January 31, 1990, McDonald's quickly became a popular favorite amongst a Russian public adjusting to life in a market economy. However, the landscape has drastically changed when McDonald's closed its doors across the country in response to Russia's invasion of neighboring Ukraine. McDonald's abrupt exit from Russia, where it had operated 850 restaurants and occupied a significant space in the fast food market, marked the beginning of a new era. Almost immediately, the vacuum left by the American giant led to the emergence of two domestic players, Vkusnoye Tochka, Tasty and That's It, and Uncle Vanya. Vkusnoye Tochka, under the ownership of Alexander Gover, quickly took over the market, inheriting the McDonald's outlets. Despite initial supply chain issues and a turbulent start, the brand has claimed a substantial portion of the Russian fast food sector, with its CEO Oleg Paroev reporting the sale of more than 1.2 million burgers within a few months of operation. With recent announcements of the brand's expansion into neighboring Belarus, Vkusnoye Tochka seems to be treading the path of globalization tread by McDonald's itself, albeit on a much smaller scale at present. However, the launch of Vkusnoye Tochka was not without controversy. Images began surfacing on Russian social media showing burgers served to customers in moldy buns. There was further controversy with the dipping sauces when people accused the new chain of crudely covering the McDonald's logo with black marker in a lackluster attempt to conceal its origins. Similarly, days after McDonald's shuttered its outlets, the Russian fast food market witnessed another newcomer, Uncle Vanya. Its logo, bearing an uncanny resemblance to the iconic golden arches, but with a 90-degree twist, became the face of a new fast food era in Russia. Several others have been in existence since the Russian invasion of Crimea in 2014, including Donbass's Don Mac, which is another clear imitation of the popular American chain, as well as other smaller attempts to capitalize on the popularity of McDonald's. These instances are more than simple entrepreneurship. Both Vkusnoye Tochka and Uncle Vanya symbolize the interplay of economic resilience and identity reclamation, providing an interesting picture of how domestic players have responded to the sudden exit of a multinational brand. Instagram, the popular social media platform owned by Meta, has also found itself in the mix of the Western digital exodus from Russia. The platform, widely used by Russians for sharing photos, stories, and interacting with others, moved west in mid-March after Meta was declared an extremist organization by the Kremlin. In response, a local alternative called Rosgram has surged into prominence, aiming to cater to the selfie-centric audience left behind by Instagram. However, Rosgram has not been universally accepted with open arms. One of the more vocal critics of Rosgram, Alexander Tokarev, created a monochrome Instagram parody named Grustnogram to express his disappointment and mourn Russia's increasing digital isolation. The emergence of Grustnagram and the criticism around Rosgram highlight the complexity of replacing an established global brand with a local alternative, particularly when the move is driven by political circumstances rather than market forces. As Rosgram navigates its early existence and attempts to fill Instagram's shoes, it faces the significant challenge of cultivating a community and user experience comparable to its global predecessor. It has become a case study for the complexities of digital platform substitution, where user interface, network effects, and perceived quality play crucial roles in acceptance and adoption. This Russian digital transformation tale offers valuable insights into how users react and adapt when a beloved digital platform is abruptly replaced by a new, unfamiliar one. The Swedish multinational, Ikea, is synonymous with affordable and stylish flat-pack furniture. Prior to ending operations in Russia a few weeks ago, Ikea was a household name across the country with 17 stores serving as its 10th largest market. As part of Russia's localization drive, a local company has lodged a trademark application for the Idea Furniture Factory, proposing itself as the homegrown alternative to Ikea. This copycat attempt is reported to be so blatant that its trademark documents even featured the Ikea logo. This is in addition to another clear Ikea imitation known as Swedehouse. The creation of these brands underscores the lengths to which local entrepreneurs are willing to go to fill the void left by exiting Western companies. Yet, much like the Rosgram scenario, the path forward for Idea and Swedehouse will be far from simple. The challenges facing Idea will not only revolve around replicating Ikea's product offerings, but also recreating the entire customer experience that Ikea offered, from their iconic store layout to the wide range of home solutions. Furthermore, the potential legal repercussions for blatant logo mimicry could further complicate the situation. This case serves as an example of the significant hurdles that local businesses may face when attempting to replace deeply entrenched foreign brands. The success or failure of these Russian brands will provide valuable lessons for similar endeavors in the future. The brand's evolution will be a testament to Russia's ability to foster local businesses that can effectively substitute foreign entities. As the Russian war in Ukraine grinds on, the Russian state is cracking down on independent media and restricting Western social media platforms. Still, nearly 40% of Russians turn to these platforms for news. The state is promoting Rootube, a homegrown platform seen as Russia's YouTube. Acquired by Gazprom Media in 2020, Rootube has been actively recruiting influencers from YouTube. While visually and conceptually similar to YouTube, Rootube's key differences, such as the lack of view counts and viewer comments and stringent moderation policies, have left content creators apprehensive. Moreover, the state-supported stance is apparent on the platform, often combining innocuous entertainment content with narratives supporting Russia's special operation. Backed by state funding, Rootube claims a quarter of YouTube's Russian viewership, positioning itself as a direct competitor. However, independent figures suggest that Rootube has only secured about 2.5% of YouTube's Russian audience. As the Kremlin continues to tighten its grip on information dissemination, it recently fined Google for refusing to remove prohibited content about Ukraine, creating concerns over YouTube's future in Russia. However, the government's insistence on developing and promoting homegrown alternatives before banning foreign internet services suggests that a potential shutdown is more a question of when, not if. Despite the Kremlin fining Google for refusing to remove prohibited Ukraine-related content, the potential shutdown of YouTube in Russia remains uncertain. This signals a possible shift towards homemade Russian internet platforms amid the information battle in Russia's digital landscape. After the exodus of Western businesses from Russia following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine, the Russian-owned Starbucks coffee chain is reopening under a new name, Stars Coffee. The rebranding is led by pro-Putin rapper Timothy and restaurateur Anton Pinsky, who recently attended the launch of the first of 130 cafes previously under Starbucks. The new logo features a woman in traditional Russian kokoshnik headdress, closely resembling the original Starbucks siren. Seattle-based Starbucks exited the Russian market in May after nearly 15 years, alongside several other major Western brands. Kremlin-friendly Russian entrepreneurs like Timothy and Pinsky have been acquiring these assets, often at steep discounts, and rebranding them. Known for his vocal support of President Putin, Timothy has gained notoriety for songs praising the Russian leader and dismissing certain Western practices, he assures the millions of Russian coffee lovers that he intends to offer a high-quality alternative to Starbucks. Distinguishing itself from Starbucks, Stars Coffee changed its supply chain, now importing coffee beans from Latin America and Africa, with other suppliers based in Russia. Pinsky believes that with the right roasters and a precise mix by the baristas, they have created a competitive product. Although the menu of the new coffee chain remains unclear, Timothy and Pinsky have expressed confidence in their new venture, signifying a larger trend of domestic takeover and rebranding of Western businesses in Russia. While these Russian brands are attempting to fill the void left by their Western predecessors, they are navigating complex and uncharted territory. Some are outright mimicries, like Vkusno Tochka and Rosgram, capitalizing on existing brand recognition and consumer habits. Others, like Idea and Stars Coffee, while benefiting from the departure of the established players, are keen to carve their identity and supply chain, insisting on their independence. Interestingly, the transformation of Western brands into Russian ones may not merely be about capturing market share quickly. This phenomenon seems to be aligning with broader goals of Russian nationalism and self-sufficiency, reflecting Russia's political rhetoric in the face of Western sanctions and isolation. However, these transformations are not without challenges. These new brands face potential legal battles if foreign copyright holders perceive them as violating their exclusive rights. Nevertheless, Russia's current legal and geopolitical landscape seems to favor local brands, as observed in the Coca-Cola Company's case against Fantola. In the Russian context, the proliferation of these copycat brands could signify a deeper transformation in Russian society, indicating a shift towards a more autonomous consumer culture that seeks to break free from Western norms. As Russia continues to carve its distinct brand identity amid global isolation, the interplay between brands, consumers, and geopolitics will continue to be an intriguing spectacle for observers worldwide. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Red Watch TV. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and we look forward to seeing you next time.